Hey guys, Waterfowler41 here, and today we are doing a quick little project that's an upgrade on a previous project I did on my channel. So a couple of videos back, I upgraded from the standard halogen fog lights on my 2014 GMC Sierra, and I installed the rigid industry brackets with 3x3 cubes. So in that video, I used OZ USA white 3x3 inch LED cubes that were full flood. So the top and the bottom lenses inside the LED were diffused, so the light spreads out when it comes out of the LED and out of the reflector housing. So I'm going to upgrade those 3x3 cubes really because I'm bored. I'm kind of over the white LEDs, and I saw these online for a decent price, and I figured why not. I'm kind of switching everything else to amber on the front of the truck, so I figured let's give these a try. So what these are again, these are OZ USA. I've had a lot of good luck with OZ. I've used them quite a bit, so I used a couple of their light bars, as well as this will be the third set of cubes that I'm installing for them. But been pretty happy with it. So anyway, I figured give them a shot. So what I have here again is the combo. So the top two LEDs are through spot diffusers, and then the bottom ones are through Foglight. So the way they differ from my current ones, take a look here. So these are the current OZ USA fogs, and what you can see is both the top and the bottom are diffused. So what I think you could do is, if I ever get into any issues with using this spot combo LED cube in lieu of the diffused one, I could always pop out the lens inside there and pop out the lens inside here and flip-flop them. It looks like the exact same LED. These things are pretty universal once you get into the guts of them. So again, I'm gonna try the spot and the diffused combo. I think that's gonna be kind of a cool upgrade to the front of the truck. But like I said, the ones I have on there right now are the fully diffused ones, so they worked well for fogs. I don't use my fogs that much, so really one of the other reasons why I upgraded to these is just because when they're not even on, they're amber. So they'll match my amber Raptor style lights and then my amber DRLs that I have and my A pillars. So I'm gonna apologize right now. It's July 3rd, so there's a lot of fireworks going on outside. Anyway, so this is the rigid bracket. What this does is basically retrofits a cube bracket into your stock housing, so you can run these little cubes instead of the round factory fog light. So what I'm gonna do real quick is pop out these 4 screws. There's nuts on the back, and then the back of the housing is gonna drop down. And basically, if you watch my previous video, I mentioned this, but the mounting hole for some of the aftermarket cubes is right in the middle. The mounting hole for the Rigid Industries cubes is more towards the bottom of the cube itself. So when these brackets come to you, they're set up for the rigid lights. So they don't really work too well with the hole in the middle here. So I had to make little custom brackets, and I'll post a link in the description to my fog light video, but in that video I show how I made the brackets to make these, or I guess any sort of Amazon special cubes work with the rigid brackets. Anyway, what I'm gonna do is pop out these guys real quick, and I'm gonna go ahead and get one of these amber ones plugged in. That way we could do kind of a comparison between the sides, between what a white diffused one looks like versus the amber combo. Alright, so I got the new amber light into the rigid bracket, and I wanted to show you my little custom brackets. So this is what I was saying, where these brackets are made for that mounting hole on the side of the light to be lower. So basically what I had to do way back then, I had to add a little angle bracket on there to basically move the mounting bracket from right here, so in the middle of the light, up to, or I guess from where the rigid pods mount to the middle of the light where the Amazon or my OZ USA lights mount. Other than that, it mounted just like the other OZ lights. So now all I gotta do is just slap this bad boy right back into the truck, and then we're good to go. So just reversing the process, so it's just 4 screws around the edge with bolts on the back. Takes some finagling with your arm, but ultimately we get it in there. And just to give you an idea of my old lights, so this is what I think a little over a year of use on an OZ light as a fog light looks like. I mean, these things handled it well. The only issue I had with these things is the front face here. So this outside trim piece was flaking, so the powder coating was coming off. So what I did is I pulled this bracket, or pulled this little lens trim piece off, and you could do that with the LEDs still on the truck. And then I just sanded it down and sprayed it with some rattle can truck bed liner. It's such a small piece, you don't see it. It's not the perfect paint job, but it was enough to get me by. But again, it was flaking, but other than that, the lights still work perfectly fine. I have no issue with water getting in them, so I have high expectations for the new amber one. So let's go ahead and get these guys back on there, and then we'll do kind of a light test of what the fully diffused looks like versus the combo amber. All right, so I got the driver's side fog light installed, so I just want to show you the difference in light patterns. So on the right, my white one is the fully diffused. This is the white 3x3 OZ USA Cube. This is the 100% floodlight. On the left, that is the combo, which is basically the top two LEDs are spotlights, and then the bottom are fog lights, or diffused. So, and the reason I have these, the white ones to begin with, is they match my HIDs pretty perfectly. My HIDs are 5500 Kelvin. These are, the LEDs are probably 6500, but to the normal eye, they look good. So here is the amber one's lit. Looks good. It matches closely to my amber DRLs that I have throughout the truck. But again, definitely a difference in terms of the light throw. So again, you can clearly see the spot here, and then you got the floods on each side of it, whereas on the right side, you have a little bit of a spotlight, probably just the nature of the LED, and then you got a little bit more diffusing on each side. So like I said, if I find that these are an issue and I'm starting to get flashed by drivers, I could definitely swap out the lenses on the inside and go to the fully diffused, which basically means just pulling apart the old LED here and pulling that lens out. Because really, the only difference between these right now, other than the lenses inside, is just this the color of the plastic lens on the outside. So again, you got your spot combo, so spot and flood, and then you have your flood. They leave you some adjustability, so I could move it up and down a little bit. So I'll probably just push them down a little bit so you can see goes up probably about an inch or two. So like I said, if I start to notice any issues with this one, I could swap out the lens on the inside. But overall, I like the way it looks. I think it's definitely unique. It's starting to kind of go with the theme of the truck here. So I'm going to go ahead and swap out the passenger side here, and then we're done here. And I'll pull the truck out and get a full nighttime view of everything. All right, so we are finished up. We got the driver's side installed. Going over to the passenger side, and that one's installed. The one thing I didn't mention in the beginning is OZ, when you buy the lights, they come with their own little pre-made harness. So the light comes attached with the female end of it, and then the male end. Previously on my other video, I showed where I cut off the factory connects and I put on the OZ connection. That way it's a nice, clean, watertight connection here. But in my application, since I already had OZ lights there, is it pretty much plug and play, other than you know, unbolting the bracket where everything goes. But everything is cinched down and looks pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and fire up all the lights, and then I'll give you kind of a quick peek and we'll work on aiming them. Okay, so I got my shop light turned off and I got the headlights blocked with towels here, so you can't really see those. Man, do these things throw off a lot of light. So this is, you know, let's turn off the garage lights. So that is a lot of light just from some fog lights. So it looks like we got them about level. So they look high right now on the wall because my truck's up on a ramp. It makes it easier to get underneath the fog light section. But it looks like they're about level. So I'm gonna pull my truck off the ramps and get an idea of what the throw is on these bad boys. But I think they look good. So let's, with the headlights, uncover those guys. Looks pretty good. So I got my cutoff up above and I got my fogs / spots below. Like I said, if I have issues, I'm just gonna swap out the lenses inside there. I like the color of them. I think it's unique. But yeah, it's a good look. So anyway, I'll leave a link to the OZ fog lights below. But again, that's the third set. Here's my second set I have. The first set were my original fog lights. And overall, I'm pretty happy with them. For 40 bucks for these fog lights, you really can't beat them. They do perform well. And in this application, the fog lights are pretty covered. So they're tucked back into the bumper, so they really don't see the brunt of kind of a Midwest winter. Whereas these did, and these perform very well. So I have, like I said, high expectations for these guys as well. All right, so there it is, final product. So I got a lot going on the front end here. So I got my little Raptor lights. Those are osmium LED bolt lights, and that I did those in my previous video. I have the A-pillar OZ amber DRL lights. So when my daytime running lights are on, I have a relay that triggers a little amber LED in there, and then when I turn my brights on, that goes to a white LED. And then in this video, we got our new amber flood spot combos, and they are a little bright, so they might be a little bit overkill for a fog light. Luckily, I could turn them on and off as I need, but I think I might end up swapping out the diffusers on those and going to that fully diffused one, still keeping the amber lens. But overall, I am very happy. Front end of the truck looks pretty sweet. So let's turn on my HIDs. So it's a nice spread out in front. And again, the biggest upgrade I did on the front end was the headlights, so I can't really ask too much from the fog lights in it, but overall the front end looks great. Other than that, thanks for watching.